It's Tuesday. I'm a few days out from Texas 70.3. I leave on Friday, flying to Houston. It is cold here today. I'm not really ready like I will be in a couple months. It's always hard to get ready for an early season race in New England. Friday. I've had a few days to sort of like kind of go through the race in my head, and you know, one of the questions I keep getting asked is you know, how'd it go, or you know, I'm sorry it didn't go as well as you would have liked. And you know, it didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would have liked to have raced better. The water had a fairly quick transition onto the bike. I felt great. I felt great on the bike. Got into the aero bars, locked and loaded, and I knew we had a tailwind. I was kind of hoping it was a side wind, but I had a feeling it was a tailwind. Everything was going pretty good. I felt great until about mile 30. And then it started to set in that I have not been in my aero bars. My back got real tight. My hamstrings got tight. And then we hit the turnaround. I hit that turnaround right before. So it probably started before 30, but it really hit me at 30. And that was right after the turnaround. And then that was right into a headwind. And I was just a mess at that point. Obviously I was going to slow down, but I slowed down dramatically. And it wasn't just due to the wind. It was due to the fact that I kept having to get out of the aero bars. I kept having to get up and get out of the saddle, and then also just try to stretch my back. It was a mess. And that was my fear going in. I knew that was going to be a factor. I was hoping it wouldn't be, but I knew it was a very strong possibility. I had a feeling it was going to affect my run. And so finally I came through transition, had a very fast transition into the run, put my shoes on, and off I went. Got through the first couple miles, and I was like, uh-oh. I kind of went into damage control. It was a mess, and I knew I was in trouble. Everything was locked up. I just had to get through this. I literally contemplated stopping and walking. I was so bad. And the other thing was, about 2 miles in, I realized I made a serious strategical mistake not wearing socks. And by the end of the first lap, my feet were a mess. And honestly, by the time I hit the third loop, I started to actually feel a little bit better. I don't know if my feet, basically I couldn't feel my feet anymore. Like almost immediately after I finished, 70 something mile an hour wind gusts. It was a mess. Kids were crying, things were blowing all over the place. They canceled the race, which was a shame for most of the athletes. You know, I've done enough of these that if I got pulled off the course, it sucks. But it's not the end of the world. I've done this. I've been there, done this. It just stinks for a lot of the athletes who have never done this, or you know, this is their A race. Or I thought I battled. I thought I raced strong, given the circumstances, given the condition my body was in at the time. Gotta look at the glass half full. For me, this was as it was dubbed, a knock the rust off race, and you know, get ready for the season and kind of do the things that you need to work on, figure out the things you need to work on. Need practice in the wetsuit, which I didn't have a chance to do yet this year with the weather, obviously. I need to work on the bike a little bit more. Getting the bars, that I'm not overly concerned about. Nutrition, need to work on that a little bit. I took what I needed to take, but I definitely was a little, I was cramping during the end of the bike and the run. And then, you know, lastly, the run. I definitely am not in great running shape, so that's hopefully we'll start to work on that.